That list that you saw runs from 10th through to 1st, and the first runner is on screen here at the moment, 42 years of age. He's been successful on the streets of Townsville as a winner back here in 2013. Slow stop yesterday, got him home in 7th position. Back of the car was a bit unbalanced, but they've made a smart machine for him today in qualifying. So we're going to Tom Moore, his engineer a moment ago, and Rihanna, his wife, just watching down in the garage and coming to the line. We'll get an understanding of what we're dealing with out there. The temp's gone up since qualifying earlier, as you'd understand, and a good job of 13.48.
As Brodie tries to position the car to get under the BP bridge, and he does a slightly better job in Sector 2 also. Nicely done.
3/100ths faster in Sector 1, but the best part of 0.3 of a second faster in the mid-sector of the racetrack, and he was very aggressive over the top of the curbs. On the slide out of the right-hander at turn 12, final corner coming up. His engineer, George Commons, watching at the data hub. It's shifting cleanly and quickly now to the line, and he has done a 1 minute 13.11. 9.5 to be a third of a second up on his teammate.
Benny's done the Matt Payne trick. He's put 3 tyres, 3 brand new tyres. So the only used tyre is on the right-hand front. This track is a clockwise facility, so the loaded side and the right-hand rear are all brand new. The right-hand front is a used tyre.
Already going to have a better qualifying position today than yesterday, which resulted in a 14th yesterday. He's had a couple of 6th placings in qualifying prior to coming here this weekend. So he's still in search of his very first pole at Townsville. And what a season it's been. What a string of success he's had in the last races. Consecutive poles and consecutive race victories. Nice job through turn 10. Big effort winding that brake bias and just getting that brake balance right into turn 11. A tiny little bit of rear brake locking, but the fastest time that we've seen in the mid-sector. They're watching at the Shell V-Power Racing team, and they're studying the data closely at Red Bull. 1 corner to run. The trend on the cumulative here at the moment could be in favour of Brock Feeney by a whisker. Nice clean shifting out of the final corner. And is it strong enough? It is, and it's in the 12s, and that's a very nice job. He did a 12.99.06 to qualify. Final corner for Jack LeBrock, and the number in the mid-sector for him is just a whisker slower than the best that we've seen so far that was achieved by Feeney. We'll get him up to the line and get a read on it, and he goes P2. Didn't quite crack the 12s.
P2, half a chance to Feeney.
And he's about 8/100ths slower. Big lock up, and it snagged that front left big time, and that is going to hurt not only the entry but hurts the exit in the process here as well, and that one's going to burn. Into the final corner for him now. Now he was only 8/100ths slower than Feeney in that mid-sector. How much damage has been done with that lock up at turn 11?
Yeah, easy to overrun the corner, and that's exactly what happened. He lost 2.5 tenths of a second in Sector 3.
Around about half a second away from the money as a cumulative loss at the moment, maybe even a little bit more. Out of the final corner. We're keeping an eye on things down at the Brad Jones Racing Garage. The shot on the left-hand side shows you what Red Bull are up to, and it's a 14.2 at the end, so substantially away from the peak number there for Brycey Ford.
Just see there those flat changes. This is his 83rd shootout. Very experienced, just a little tap for confidence to build the brake pressure up to make sure that he could get this car stopped. He's very good on the brakes. He gets the car there. He didn't quite make the apex with the flow that he would have liked, but he's come off there nicely. We'll give you that first sector in a second. That was the fastest so far by almost a 1/10 of a second. So the braking for the corner was very good, and he got it to the apex okay. I don't reckon he come off the corner quite as well as he would have liked, but nice job so far.
Lovely execute through turn 6. Used all of that nice smooth concrete apron out to the right. The jump off the curb on the exit of turn 3 was sweet as well. The car didn't bounce, it handled it nicely. It looked stable through turn 10. He was able to stay well committed to the throttle through there. Into this challenging braking area down here at turn 11. So far, the cumulative numbers look good. He slightly ran high and wide there on the exit of turn 11. Was there any cost in that? But right now, he's on target to potentially knock off the 12.9 that Brock was able to achieve. gently bringing it into 100% throttle, coming out of the final corner. And David Reynolds to the line with the best number that we've seen so far. It's a 1 minute, 12.8352. 1/10 of a second up on Brock Feeney, and that is a fine, fine performance.
Uses all of the road, comes back, sacrifices slightly to get it back to the right-hand side, open up the final corner and make the exit as straight as possible. What does this do for James Courtney? He's about a 1/10 and a half away. He's going to be up there somewhere. 13.07 puts him into P4.
Nice job. But this looks encouraging for him. He's done a 26.6 in the mid-sector to be about 2/10 away from the best number that David Reynolds achieved. It pushed through the final corner though. A bit of understeer there, not responding ideally to the helm as David comes back into the garage and he drops in to position number 7. Second last corner now. What's this look like under brakes into the final corner? Is the third sector enough to pull this one out of the fire and challenge David Reynolds? They dare not blink in the garage at Team 18. All eyes focused on Matty Payne in the Grove garage, and he drops into position number 2. And David Reynolds has another pole in Townsville. Well done.
How great is that? Richard Holway, the engineer, Charlie Swerkoff, the team owner, Adrian Burgess, the team principal, and the way that the reaction has evolved there in that garage, that's just fantastic for David, who hasn't been feeling well. When you spoke to him, you knew that he was crook, just turned 40, and his mate, James Courtney, comes in to congratulate him also. Fantastic.
So they need a fair dose of sanitizer down there now after all the handshakes and the kissing.